guys, it's Bro You Whack, and it's been so long since I've done a video like this, so that's why I'm so excited, because today we're going to be ranking all of Lucio skins in Overwatch 2. Now, I've had tons of ranking videos in the past, specifically with like seasonal skins, but in like over a year, I haven't done a specific hero ranking video when it comes to their skins. I mean, I've done them for like Genji and Reaper and Mercy, but never for the boy Lucio, who I feel like has a great skin arsenal with a ton of variety. So you know how to dress for the occasion, so I got my Lucio O's t-shirt on to rank all of the Lucio skins, but be sure to comment down below what your favorite Lucio skin is, especially you Lucio Mafia people, because you guys are passionate about Lucio. First, starting off with the rare skins because they're kind of the most irrelevant, but at 33 we have Laranja, and then 32 Vermelho. I'm gonna be mispronouncing some of these words that are probably in Portuguese. At 31, we got Roxo, which is his purple skin. And at 30, we got Azul. I know that because I know a little bit of Spanish, even though it's not really Spanish. It kind of is, but really starting off our list at the number 29 spot is admittedly another rare skin that wants to claim it's an epic skin, Synesthesia. Now, this is actually one of the two base epic skins that originally came out in 2016 that was used to promote his album. In case you guys don't know, Lucio actually has an album that's called Synesthesia Auditiva. I don't really know how this skin is supposed to represent his album, but it does, and it doesn't look good. And like I mentioned before, the other skin to use to promote his album at 28 is Auditiva. And the reason why this skin ranks a little bit higher than the other one, if I'm gonna be honest, both look awful, but this one, the colors look a little bit better. I like the white armor, but the colors still look atrocious, and also his glasses I don't really like. The foggy look is the only skin in Lucio's arsenal that has that kind of design, with the exception of another one. And we will get to the skin, but before that, we gotta look at the first legendary skin that appears on this list. And the 27th spot, it's gonna be Samuel Nori, and this is just a confusing skin. For those that don't know, the name Samuel Nori basically is a musical person in South Korean culture, and this came out with the Lunar New Year event, so it would make sense to give the musical guy a skin that was inspired by a South Korean culture. And I like the sentiment, but the skin itself just does not it's not great, man. I like how it pays homage to traditional clothing with the hats and the clothes, but one thing that I want to mention with a lot of these skins is the gun. And when it comes to Lucio's gun, this is way too busy. I like a lot of intricate details, but this just makes his gun look so much more heavier compared to some of his other skins. I don't know why the gun bothers me so much, but it's really just the skin that, compared to some of the other legendary skins that Lucio has, this one is not only a forgettable skin, but not that great of a looking skin. But if we want to talk about forgettable skins, look no further at the 26th spot, because this Coparia skin is one that I'm sure even Lucio mains even forget exists. For those that might not remember, this came with the Blizzard World event, and even though that wasn't an official event, there were a ton of crossover skins with other Blizzard IPs like StarCraft, World of Warcraft, and so on, but this has no tie-in with any of those kind of Blizzard IPs. It was just a legendary skin given to Lucio, and that's it. And I think that's why a lot of people forget about this skin, is because when you think of like the winter event, you think of Snow Fox. The Summer Games event, you think of the Lucio Ball event skins. But then you look at this one, it's just like, okay, it's a decently designed Lucio skin, but it just looks like another basic Lucio skin with some arm wraps and him without a shirt on. And while I kind of like the change of direction without the shirt on, I think if they were to play around with the type of clothing rather than just removing it in its entirety, I think it would draw a lot more people into the skin. But because of that, it's just forgettable. That's really all it is. Next up, we have our very first classic skin, and this is gonna be Lucio's Overwatch 1 skin. So in case you guys don't remember how these videos work, I do include the classic skins because, well, these are what make the heroes iconic, and there is no more iconic skin than Lucio's Overwatch 1 skin. When I see this, I think of that Lucio O's commercial cereal, and it really just brings this sort of nostalgic feel whenever I look at his Overwatch 1 classic skin, because this really exemplifies what Overwatch hero design is all about. Taking a seemingly normal guy that's just from South America, but then giving him bouncy, skatey legs, but also making him a DJ, like giving him a backstory, and they include all of that in the design. In 2016, this was a fantastic design of a character and really brought in this new age of character designs for video games. But in 2019, we got a much needed upgrade, especially for a guy that is as high tech as Lucio, because at the 24th spot, we have his Overwatch Overwatch 2 classic skin. So this was unveiled at BlizzCon 2019, and it was an awesome upgrade. Like, I love his Overwatch 1 classic skin, but it definitely looked like it was from 2016. This skin, it is way better designed for the type of activity that he's partaking in, which is war. He doesn't want a sleeveless shirt. No, he needs some body armor. He needs some upgrades in his hair and his glasses and his music, so they gave him 2 headsets rather than just 1. It's what he needed when it came to his classic skin. Now, claiming the number 2 and 3 spot is a somewhat controversial skin, and this is Lucio's Andy skin coming from the 2016 Winter Wonderland event. And the reason why I say this is somewhat controversial is because they didn't do much to the skin. They just gave him a teal Santa hat and called it a day, and they did that to 2 skins with Lucio and Mei, but Mei was a lot more controversial because at least when it came to Lucio, this was an epic skin rather than Mei's being a legendary skin. At the end of the day, they didn't do much to the silhouette, which is why it ranks so low on the list, because unless you really like teal Santa hats, there's not much going with this skin. Now at 22, we got a somewhat fun skin that I kind of forget even exists, and this is bitrate. So obviously you have the sound waves in his glasses, but something that you might not notice at first is the change of colors in his chest from the logo, and it is in that iconic 8 bitrate design, which I absolutely love, which is why it got bumped up a little bit higher on the list. The colors are really fun with this skin, with a primary purple and blue color scheme and the bright blue logo on his chest that changes colors occasionally. Like, this is really just a fun skin that really won't break the bank if you want to get a Lucio skin other than just his classic design. Now at 21, we have one of 3 soccer skins. So by putting Striker this low on the list, just realize that there are 2 other skins that look better than this one. This is obviously the Summer Games design, where we have a white jersey with the blue, green, and red color scheme that matches the Summer Game logo. And it looks fine, it's just very plain and very outdated. It was good for what it was to promote Lucio Ball in 2016, but when it's used in every single promotional material for Lucio Ball, I get sick and tired of it. It's always this skin too. And eventually they came up with a different design that made it look so much better, but this one is definitely the worst out of the 3. Now taking the 20th spot is a skin that I always forget exists, and I think most Lucio mains do too, and this is gonna be Slapshot and the other base legendary skin, Breakaway. So I like Breakaway a little bit more just because it has a helmet. Like, it looks like an actual hockey skin because all hockey players have to wear a helmet, so I don't know why Breakaway isn't wearing one. I don't know, like, maybe it's just because I grew up in Arizona. Our hockey team sucks nuts with the Coyotes to the point where they're probably going to be moving the team in a couple of years, and plus, nobody plays hockey in Arizona, so maybe that's why I don't really like this skin, because I have 0 ties with hockey. But the skin itself, I never see get used on the battlefield. It's just very forgettable, and the fact that both skins look so similar, the only difference is the helmet, doesn't really help its case either. Now at the number 18 spot, we have the second of the 3 soccer skins, and this is the Overwatch World Cup version, Bolerio. I probably mispronounced that, bro. Anyone that speaks Portuguese, please don't flame me. I can barely speak English. So this came out in 2023 in promotion of the Overwatch World Cup, which I really like how they played into the colors and the design of this to promote the Overwatch World Cup. The only thing I just really don't like about this skin is the fact that it is one of 3 soccer skins, and they are just doing this so much with legendary skins, just recoloring it. But at least with this, it had a purpose, and it looks fantastic. Hey, it's way better than Striker, if I have to admit. The orange jersey with the black 10 with the spiky design is really cool. And then you got the World Cup logo on the headband. Like, this is just a great soccer skin that wasn't used to promote Lucio Ball, thank God, but rather the World Cup. At 17, we have one of the most unique Lucio skins that we've ever gotten, and this is his epic Gorgon skin. The snake dread hair is something that I never would have seen come into Overwatch, but thank God it did. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to Lucio skins being versatile, because sometimes he looks like a hockey player, and sometimes he has snake in his hair. And I also really like the fact that they animated the snakes in his hair. And you know me, I love animated skins, but they didn't just stop with it moving in the wind, but the snake heads also move as well. They kind of bite a little bit too. And they also have his clothes matching that same snake aesthetic with the snake design, as if he went to the Trapper in Red Dead and gave him a 3-star Diamondback rattlesnake. This is probably one of the best looking epic skins in the whole entire game, and it's surprising that it is only an epic skin given how how much detail went into it. Now at 16, we have Lucio's most recent release skin, and this is his Graffitio skin. It's graffiti skin. When you look at Tracer's graffiti skin, there is paint, there is sort of graffiti design, but with here, you have very dull splatter of paint seen throughout his clothes. Like, no, but make it pop. Graffiti is supposed to be colorful and flamboyant and just pop in your face, but this skin, it really doesn't do that. But the other issue that I have that isn't specific to this skin, but just recent Lucio skins, is that they really faded away from his sport design, but most importantly, his music design skins. When we get a graffiti skin like this one, it just makes me wish that we had more of his rooted type of skins, which is music and sports. And at number 15 spot, that conversation I just had kind of continues, because why are we giving Lucio a Snow Fox skin? The Snow Fox skin looks fine, okay? It's fine. Say what you want about furries. We're not here to discuss that. But why did he become a Snow Fox? It's just a goofy skin. This is a goofy skin, and that's where I'm going to leave it, because he's this futuristic ski-like kind of guy with a fox pigtail. Why? But if we want to talk about goofy skins, let's just continue it, because at 14 we got the Guy Fieri skin with Corridor. Why did they give him a flaming motorcycle skin? I want to give whoever designed this skin a handshake for making it, because I completely forgot this skin existed, and I'm so glad it came back into my life, because this is a goofy skin, but like a good goofy. You have the iconic flames on his like armor skates, and then you have his motorcycle gang's logo on his chest, a motorcycle helmet with some orange dreadlocks with exhaust pipes at the end of it. There is so much going on with this skin that just makes me love and appreciate this skin and makes me want to use it more. Man, it just seems like we've got a bunch of goofy skins, because at 13 we got Lucio's disco skin, and this is just another out of place. I guess it's more so in place because Lucio, he is the music guy. I mean, hey, if you're gonna be wearing that kind of hat, you gotta be famous of some sort. And he's also got the iconic shutter shades as well, that was very popular in the mid 2000s. Not so much now. And with his clothes, it's a lot more lax compared to the upper half of the skin, looking like he's come out of Rainbow Road from Mario Kart 8. And we see that his clothes and his gun. Like, this is just a fun skin. It's really good. Simple design, even though it has a lot of popping features, but still very simple with the colors and the armor. But a skin that is a lot less lax, surprisingly, even though this is an all-white skin, is Lucio's Victorian Ghost skin. I could do a top 5 video of just Lucio epic skins, and they'd all be banger after banger, but this recent Victorian Ghost one is just fantastic. They gave him the all white out design because he looks like he just died while playing the piano, with this fancy top hat and fancy vest as well. This is just a really cool and very vibrant skin, even though there's one color palette, white on white on white. But if you were tired of seeing Lucio Ball skins, then don't worry, because claiming them at 11th, 10th, and 9th spot is the same skin, just in different colors, and this is gonna be Ribbit, Hippity Hop, and Poison Dart. So in the case of Ribbit and Hippity Hop, these are the original base legendary skins that came out in 2016, and it would make sense as to why, because that's probably the last time Deadmau5 was relevant. I don't really listen to EDM, so maybe he's still popping, but back in 2016, Deadmau5 was one of the most popular DJ artists, so they decided to give the DJ Frog guy, well, a DJ Frog look. But then fast forward a couple years later, in the year 2022, came the anniversary remix events, and they decided to remix Lucio's DJ skin to look like Crazy Frog. And even though this is his 3rd frog skin, this one is just so much better than the other two, because Crazy Frog is just a goofy meme. I mean, it's less a meme and more so a banger DJ that made a banger song and album. And just like the boy Lucio, that's why Poison Dart is the better out of the 3. And I don't know, I just kind of like blue a lot more than silver and gold, if I'm gonna be honest. But something I like a lot more is representation of the country that you're from. And claiming the number 8 spot is Lucio's Celesio skin, the best Lucio Ball skin. So originally Lucio Ball was supposed to correlate with the Olympics, with the Summer Games event, but then later on you can argue that was also supposed to celebrate the FIFA World Cup, and we have that same iconic FIFA World Cup design in his Celesio skin, and that's why this skin is so much better than the other two, is because, well, this is just like the FIFA World Cup, representing the country that you're from and playing football or soccer in America. America. You have that iconic Brazilian jersey with the yellow and green numbers as if he's going to be playing with Pele in the World Cup. You have the Brazilian logo on his headband. Then we also see throughout the entirety of the skin, we have the same Brazilian colors with his accessories. Like, that's why the skin looks fantastic, is because unlike Striker, which looks outdated and old, this one's always going to make sense. Whether it's the Olympics or the FIFA World Cup, the Women's World Cup, this skin will always make sense to wear in the summertime. And it also just looks great with Lucio. Like, Lucio just belongs in a Brazilian soccer or football jersey. This is another skin that I sometimes forget about, but I have to admit, I absolutely love. This is Lucio's Equalizer skin. So you can't really see it in this part of the video, but his pants, right? His pants have that same sort of sound wave design that bitrate had that goes with the music. I don't know if the bar is increased to its max sound if you amp it up or if you turn up the music, but if it did, that's a cool design that they should implement if it's not already. But if it wasn't for his pants, this skin would be in the exact same conversation that Coparia would be having. Just another shirtless skin for Lucio that really doesn't serve any purpose. But because of the pants, that's why it takes the number 7 spot. And while the skin is somewhat plain, those pants, man, I can't get enough of them pants. What you buy them at? Gucci? Louis? Tell me, Lucio. Now we've gotten to the part of the video where all these skins are number 1, but claiming the number 6 spot is Lucio's Satyr skin. And this, oh my god, bro, this is an insane skin. When I first saw this skin, he didn't look like Lucio anymore. He looked like the devil's goat. But the thing that I love most about this skin that I haven't really been talking about with the rest of the skin is the gun. This is my favorite Lucio gun skin of all time. We have that same demonic ram or goat skull on the gun with the ears wrapping around the subwoofers, replacing the subwoofers, but then we have zodiac signs and the horns of it as well. It just looks so good. The thing that just draws me to the skin is his face. Not just the eyes, but his face. I mean, I obviously love the bloodshot demonic red eyes, but you also have that same demonic red glow seen in his horns. And it's that type of detail that really just makes this skin a legendary Overwatch skin. I mean, Overwatch skins have always been fantastic, but it's that attention to detail that really differentiates Overwatch skins compared to other video game skins. While admittedly this was probably one of the first skins that really strayed away from his music and sporty design, at the time this was a good change of pace, and it still is. Cracking into the top 5 is a skin that I actually do not have, and this is Lucio's Bard skin. And the reason why I didn't get this skin is because I don't play Lucio a lot anymore. I used to way back in the day, and while I have an appreciation for this guy, I mean, hey, it's at the top 5. It looks good, but the one time I played Dungeons and Dragons, I was a bard. In case you guys don't know what a bard is, it's basically like, it's a drunken idiot. That's really what it is. But he also loves to play music whenever you play Dungeons and Dragons, and that makes sense for Lucio because he's the music guy. And the fact that it came with an emote of him playing some sort of banjo, I don't know what that instrument is, it really just ties the skin all together. Say what you want about Overwatch 2 skins, but the fact that they not only make a skin, but also emotes and weapon charms and their accessories to go along with the skin is something that I really, really love. Taking the number 4 spot came from a season that a lot of people will forget about, and a lot of people actually hate it because of the skins, but you cannot deny that Space Prince Lucio, he looks fly, he looks stunning, and this is just what I love about Lucio, is that he's gonna have all sorts of different designs, and he's always gonna look good enough. Now, I'll admit, I don't know how he is the Prince of Space, because when you think of space designs, you don't really think of this Lucio skin, because there really isn't anything correlated to space. He looks like a prince. I mean, he's got gold rings in his hair, he's got some fly Gucci glasses, and he has all sorts of pendants as if he did fight in the war, and he then came into power, but power over the whole entire galaxy? How did a DJ become that? I don't know, but I'm glad that they gave Lucio this sort of getup because he looks absolutely fly. I love his hair design. I mean, that's something special about Lucio too, is that they give him all sorts of different sort of hairstyles as well, compared to other heroes where they really stay safe with the type of color design. With Lucio, they always play around with it. Sometimes they gave him box locks, sometimes they gave him cornrows, and sometimes they give him a lion mane. You will see what I'm talking about soon. Because first we gotta look at the top 3 skins skins, and first and foremost, this one's gonna be a classic one, Hermes Lucio. Back in the Overwatch 1 days, I wanted them to release Greek god-inspired skins. Like, I wanted to see a Poseidon Reinhardt skin, and eventually we got that with Ramatra, but we also need to see a Hermes Lucio skin because, well, one, Lucio, he's the speedy guy, and surprisingly, we don't see a lot of skins go into that sort of aesthetic, like with Lucio and Sport and Speed, but with Hermes, what is so special about him is that he's basically the mailman, but that can also like fly at supersonic speed, if I can remember from my Greek god classes. But they didn't just give him skates that have wings at the end of it, they also changed the mask with that same sort of wing design as well, and that's what I love about Overwatch skins. They just don't stop with the clothes, but they also go with the accessories, and sometimes they play around with the accessories. Like Lucio, he's not Reaper, he doesn't ever wear a mask, but with this skin, it's different, but some people might not like it, some people really love it. Me, I love it because it's a different change of pace. The more I look at the skin, the more details I notice, like the wings on his shoulder armor and the snakes on his wrists, and you obviously have the toga as well, the blue eyes. Like, there's just so much going on with the skin, but also it's a simple skin at the end of the day because, well, Greek gods, it was back in the olden days where they didn't really have a lot of clothes to wear to begin with. I mean, they literally wore bed sheets. But it can't beat the original god skin because coming in as runner-up as the best Lucio skin is the God of the Sun skin, Lucio in his 2019 Pacific All-Star skin. Kind of wish they gave the All-Star skins more of an exclusive name because I would definitely name this the God of the Sun. This, alongside the 2019 Atlantic Mercy skin, were peak All-Star skins, the God of the Moon and the God of the Sun. In the case of Lucio, you have the sun crescent on the forehead. It's just there guarding the luscious locks, the yellow or green fading into blue, and I think it also changes colors based on the song that you're playing. I could be wrong there, but I feel like it did at one point. I'll admit the rest of the clothes with the skin is pretty plain too, but it's really just the upper half that you have to pay attention to, and why it's always gonna be one of, if not the best Lucio skin, if it weren't for the #1 Lucio skin. Hot gamer boys and e-girls everywhere, the best Lucio skin that you knew was gonna be somewhere in the top 3 is Jazzy. I mean, how could I not include Jazzy somewhere in the top of the list? Mainly just because they changed the song that you play. He has a different song whenever you're playing Heal or Speed, and that is something that I am surprised that they don't do a lot with Lucio. I think this is the only skin that does it. Maybe you've had 3 or 4 other skins that had different songs that played based on whatever song you were on, maybe the skin would be forgotten, but the fact that it plays jazz music whenever you swap songs is not only fantastic for the skin, but it's just a fantastic addition to a Lucio skin. And the skin itself, okay, maybe it's not everyone's favorite cup of tea, a more formal but also very like hipster-like design with the vest and rolled up sleeves and the fedora black hat as if he's gonna be going in a Discord card and saying, "My lady." But I especially love how they changed all of Lucio's modern accessories into time-appropriate accessories with a copper finish to really match that jazzy design. Like, no longer does he have the 2016 subwoofer, now he has like a 60s subwoofer, and the instruments too that make clashy sounds instead of like bumping music too. But he looks classy, he looks fantastic, but I especially love the little Easter egg with the song. I understand some people might not like that because they want to play like Lucio with his original design, so give us the option to turn off the sound so that with future Lucio skins, we can have different music, because the fact that we only got one skin like that, we're robbed. We are robbed of Lucio's creativity. Hopefully that can change in the future, but let me know what your favorite Lucio skin is in the comment section below, and until the next ranking video, I'll see you guys later. So I love you guys, thank you guys for watching my Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.